Let's take a look at how to set up promotions in our Posio. There's a couple things to point out on the home screen. First, let's click from My Buttons to All Buttons so we can see them all. Two quick things to point out. One is you might want to use item groups for your promotion. There's a whole separate video on item groups. You can see the link above. We won't go into that today, but we will use them in the promotions, so you'll see that. The other thing is promotion initiatives. By default, we set up 3: store promotions, Altria scan data, and RJR scan data. Really, the promotion initiatives are just to help categorize the different promotions. If you head over to your daily ledger and click on promotion, you'll see the promotion report, and it's categorized by the promotion initiative. You might want to organize this in a way that works for you best. So you might want to create new promotion initiatives and assign those promotions to that. So heading back to our main screen, let's go into the promotion section. By default on the main screen, you're going to see all of your active promotions. If you want to click over to inactive, you can view inactive ones and even deleted. If you need to quickly search for a promotion, you can just start typing in the search bar and it'll find by the name whatever promotions you have set up. To create a new promotion, you simply hit the plus up in the top right corner. It's going to give you an entirely blank promotion to start with. Let's head back though and look at some that are already set up. Let's go into one and take a look how it's set up. Every promotion is going to have a promotion name. Then you're going to assign it to whichever business units you want to assign it to. If you only have one store, then you'll just have to choose one store. But if you have multiple stores, you can choose them here and it'll give you both laid out right here to manage all in one place. Let's get rid of the second one just for the time being. Then you'll choose your promotion initiative. Choose a start date and an end date. If you're not concerned with when it ends, I just pick a date that's 10 or 20 years in the future, so you don't have to worry about it anytime soon. And then you can choose the status. This is really just for labeling. It's not going to have an effect on the active or inactive status of the promotion from here. So then down here, we'll look at the different parts of a promotion reward. Now you can have multiple rewards within this promotion. So if you want to keep different groups of items separate or have loyalty and multi-pack deals all in one, whatever you want to do. But just to keep it simple for now, let's run through one reward that's in one promotion. So it's got a number. This is just an arbitrary number that helps organize it. When you add a reward, it's going to assign the next available number. The reward name here is what's going to show up on the receipt and the customer display and the cashier's display. So you want that to be descriptive, but also short. Category is how you're going to choose which items are going to apply to this reward. We're going to talk about 2 today, items and item groups. This one happens to be done for items, so let's look at that. So when you choose item here, you can click over here on show items and it'll give you a search list with all of the items in your database. You can then find them and search, let's say, Coca-Cola. Choose whichever items, search again, let's see, Pepsi. There we go. Find another item and check that off. I'm gonna hit cancel here so I don't change what we already had selected, but that's how you would choose individual items. If you only have a handful of items you want to do, this might be the way to go. We'll look at item groups in a second. Reward type is where you're going to choose, is this an amount off promotion, a new price promotion, or a percentage off promotion? So in this case, it's an amount off. So that means whenever this promotion kicks in, it's going to take some dollar amount off. Loyalty is at this stage for scan data only. So you can ignore that if this is not a scan data promotion you're setting up. Required quantity is how many are required in the sale before the promotion gets triggered. The amount is going to be the amount off in this case. And the amount off is going to be determined by the repeat quantity. So in this case, you have to buy 2, and every 2, it's going to take $2 off. there's a max quantity of this set to 10. So if they buy 12, those last 2 are not going to trigger this. You can set this to 999 if you want, if you don't care about a maximum quantity, but you have to put a number in here. And then priority order is if you have multiple rewards, you have to tell the system what order you want them triggered in. So for instance, if you buy 2, you get a certain amount off, but if you buy 5, you might get a different amount off to incentivize the customer to buy more quantity. We can talk more about priority order in a few minutes. So that's a simple amount off promotion. Now let's look at a new price promotion setup. So all the stuff up at the top header is the same. Down here, for another example, we're going to choose item group. Now when you choose item group instead of item, and you click on the show items, you'll see a list of all the item groups that you have set up. Again, check the item group video to see how to set up item groups. So when you select one or more item groups, you'll hit add and it'll add it to the section, and it's going to apply to whatever groups you've chosen. Under reward type, in this case, we're going to choose new price. Again, we won't select loyalty. We're going to say it requires 2. The amount is going to be $4 and the repeat is 2. You can set a max if you want, and there should be a priority number in here, even if there's only one reward. So in this case, it's saying you need to buy 2, and when you do buy 2, every 2 of them is going to be $4. Again, if there's a maximum, it'll max out at whatever you set it at. But if you don't care, put 999 in there. Hit save, and you're good to go. Now let's look at a percentage off promotion. Again, all the same up here. This one's going to use an item group. We're going to choose percentage off. Again, we'll have required quantity be 2. The percentage that you list here is going to be based off the repeat quantity. So in this case, every 1 is going to get 25% off. So if you've required 2 and you want each of those 2 to get 25% off, then the repeat quantity here is going to be 1, and every 1 after 2 is going to receive 25% off. Now, if you want this to be every 2, they're going to get 25% off, then you're going to want this to say 50, because 50 is going to apply to the 2. So it would be 25% off of each that are being repeated, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at a promotion that's a little more advanced. In this Copenhagen promotion, we're going to give 75 cents off if you buy 2, and we're going to say the max quantity for this reward is 2. So that means if you buy 3 or 4, nothing's going to get triggered. Now we're going to add a second reward and say if they buy 5, they're going to get $1.50 off. And again, we're going to say the max is 5. So what this means is you buy 2, you get 75 cents off, but you're incentivized to buy 5 because then you'll get another 75 cents off as well to get to $1.50. Now the priority order is going to be set up like this, so that once 5 is hit, it's going to trigger the most important reward in this set. Now let's say we want to add this to another business unit. We'll go up here and choose which business unit we want to add to, or we could select all. Once we select it, you'll see we'll get a blank reward down here. Now a really cool thing we can do if we want to add to a different business unit is we can copy the rewards from one right into the other without having to do all of this setup. To do that, let's make sure we have enough blank rewards to match the one we want to copy from. Then you're going to check the ones that you want to copy, hit copy, and then simply come down to whichever business unit you want and hit paste. It'll paste them in. You'll see it gives them the same names, required quantities, etc., and you're good to go. A few more important things to note. One is if you want to deactivate a promotion, you'll want to check it here and hit deactivate. That's going to put it into the inactive list, And you'll want to log out and log back in of your POS to pull down those changes. You can reactivate it the same way, and it'll show up right back here. Again, you'll want to log out and log back in whenever you add a new promotion or if you make one active or inactive. Another thing you can do is leave this active but change the date. If you change the end date, today's 6/14/24. If you change it to 6/14 and hit save, it's going to deactivate it right now. This triggers at midnight on the date set. So if you want this to end on June 30th, for example, but you want it to be active for all of June 30th, then you want to choose July 1st as the end date. As soon as the clock hits midnight and it changes to July 1st, this will become inactive. So if you'd like to keep it in your active promos, but not have it triggered on the POS, that's the way you would do it. If you simply change the amount of an active promotion, you shouldn't have to log in or out of the POS, as well as adding items to an item group. Thanks for watching this video walkthrough. For more information, email support@insightrs.com or visit us at insightrs.com.